including our honored graduates. Welcome to the commencement ceremony for the 2002 graduation class of DeWitt High School. Thank you parents, grandparents, relatives, faculty members, school administration, board members, and honored graduates for joining us today for this special occasion. At this time, I would like to recognize our honored guests that have joined me here on stage. Board President Mark Kellogg, Board Vice President Cliff Flood, Secretary Craig Taylor, Treasurer Sarah Hartman, Trustee Wayne Baum, Trustee Brett Gores, Trustee Lynn Kressler, Superintendent Dr. John Dieter, Assistant Superintendent Rob Spagnolo, Curriculum Director David Potter, Assistant Principal Sean Wade, Athletic Director Terry Rayburn, Junior High Principal Keith Pravada, Junior High Assistant Principal Vicki Milner, Scott Elementary Principal Lori Webb, and Senior Class Advisor Ms. Kelly Williams. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Superintendent of DeWitt Public Schools, Dr. John Dieter, to address the 2012 graduates.
Thank you, Mr. King. Good afternoon. And on behalf of the faculty, administrators, Board of Education, I would like to welcome family and friends of the class of 2012 to DeWitt High School for today's ceremony. I would also like to congratulate the class of 2012 and thank them for having me here today and for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. This really is an impressive group of young men and women that are in front of us today. We have seen some great individual and group accomplishments from these young scholars, singers, musicians, actors, athletes, engineers, and even heroes. Together, these individuals make for a very impressive class of 2012. They say a good commencement dress should provide inspiration, offer advice, and perhaps tell a story. Robert Orban, a speechwriter for President Ford, said that a graduation ceremony is an event where the commencement speaker tells thousands, in this case hundreds of students, dressed in identical caps and gowns, that individuality is the key to success. Well, I'm not sure about the keys to success. I wish I could give each and every one of you your own key. The thing is, it really would have to be 207 different keys. It's ultimately up to each and every one of you to find your way. But certainly, you can get help finding the path that suits you best. Each of you will have to find your own mentors and your own inner light to guide you through life. In Shakespeare's Hamlet, Polonius gives his young son Laertes some pointers before he heads out on his own. He tells his son, "Give every man thine ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, opinion, but reserve thy judgment." You too will get lots of advice as you set out for bigger and better things. And it won't hurt to listen. And as Kenny Rogers says, you just might find an ace that you can keep. In fact, your best mentors might be your parents. Just watch how smart they'll become in the next few years. Take it from Mark Twain. He said, "When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant, I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in just 7 years." And thinking of what advice I could share, I thought about experiences that I've tried to take and some of the lessons that I've had that might be useful to you. I learned on class night that about 75 of you are heading to LCC next year. I too graduated from a suburban Lansing school and headed to LCC. From LCC I transferred to CMU, eventually found my way to Saginaw Valley State, and finally landed at MSU. I picked up a few degrees along the way, and I learned a lot of lessons. And I think the most important thing I learned was to relax and really enjoy school. I enjoyed what I was doing, and I never let it stress me out too much. Grades were important to me, but not as much as the overall education and the experience. I took classes that would apply to my degree, but I also tried to make sure they interested me. Sure, there were a few required classes that I muddled through, but for the most part, I embraced the opportunity to learn, and I really dove into the classes that interest me the most. I relished the opportunity to learn new things and meet new people. Those of you heading to LCC and the workplace, you should try to spread out a little bit. Make sure to meet some people that aren't from DeWitt. Those of you heading to universities, military, and other experiences, you'll get to meet people from all over the country and even all over the world. This will be one of the few times that you get a chance to meet so many people, and you'll share a common thread and a common experience of school and training. I believe it was Socrates who said, "The more I learn, the more I learn how little I know." I think that was one of the most overwhelming and powerful things I learned after high school. Just when I felt like I was beginning to get a grip on the world, I realized that there was so much more that I still needed to learn. If you keep an open mind and withhold judgment of others and of new experiences, you will learn more than you can imagine. If you approach new situations with a closed or a skeptical mind, you will find lots of fault and flaws in the people around you. I'm not sure if your English teachers had you read The Catcher in the Rye. The book speaks about the loss of innocence and realizing that the adult world is not always kind and that it can be full of hypocrisy. The main character, Holden Caulfield, is just 16 years old, and he gets overwhelmed by this. But I say don't let the harsh realities get the best of you. Artist Louis Vigil once said, "Other people's faults are like bees. If we don't see them, they don't harm us." I encourage you to look for the positive in people and places. You'll be much happier that way. And what will lead to happiness for the class of 2012? Each generation has a nickname, some common characteristics. The class of 2012 represents the millennial generation. Some of the things they say that stand out about the millennial generation are that you are typically a high-achieving group with high expectations for yourselves. Previous generations have been a little more anti-establishment, but your group is known to be civic-minded and probably more in tune with their parents than other recent generations have been. More than any generation, though, you've been kept busy. You've attended school, then rushed to soccer practice, a music lesson, then you probably headed to your sister's dance recital, finally home with just enough time for homework, maybe update your Facebook or Twitter status, and head to bed and do it all again the next day. And when it has been time for the millennial generation to relax, you get to go to the movies and find a theater full of superhero and vampire films. I'm not certain what made these so popular in the last 10 years, but I think it's had to do with the escape. Escape from things like 9/11 and the Great Recession. The draw of those films is the fantastic notion of having great powers, but also being an ordinary person with ordinary thoughts and feelings. The characters in these films are flawed, but also inherently good. I think we tend to see ourselves that way. And now that you'll be leaving home and setting your own schedules, you'll have to find your own identity and develop who you are. Well, you might not have superpowers, you do have the power to develop your identity. And one thing you'll have to determine is your own definition of success. It really will be up to each of you to set your own standard. One of my favorite anecdotes about success is actually on the wall of Jimmy John's. Yes, the sub shop. It's titled Mexican Fisherman. An American businessman was at the pier of a small coastal village when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. Inside the small boat were several yellowfin tuna. The businessman complimented the fisherman on the quality of his fish and asked how long it took to catch them. The fisherman replied, "Only a while." The businessman then asked why he didn't stay out longer and catch more fish. The fisherman said he had enough to support his family's immediate needs. The businessman then asked, "Well, what do you do with the rest of your time?" The fisherman said, "I sleep late, fish a little, play with my children, take a siesta with my wife, stroll into the village each evening where I sip wine, play guitar with my amigos. I have a full and busy life." The businessman scoffed. I am Harvard MBA. I can help you. You should spend more time fishing with the proceeds and buy a bigger boat. With the proceeds from the bigger boat, you could buy several boats. Eventually, you'd have a fleet of fishing boats. Instead of selling your catch to a middleman, you could sell directly to the processor and eventually open your own cannery. You would control the product, processing, distribution. You would need to leave this small coastal fishing village and move to Mexico City, then LA, eventually New York City, where you would run your own expanding enterprise. The fisherman asked, "But senor, how long will all this take?" To which the businessman replied, 15 to 20 years. "But what then, senor?" The businessman laughed and said, "That's the best part. When the time is right, you could announce an IPO, sell your company stock to the public, and become very rich. You would make millions." "Millions, senor, then what?" the businessman said. "Well, then you would retire, move to a small coastal fishing village where you would sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, take a siesta with your wife, stroll to the village in the evening where you can sip wine and play guitar with your amigos." Obviously, the fisherman just smiled. "You will have to find what will make you happy. When you have found happiness, you have found success. Maybe for you, happiness will only come with wealth and power, or maybe it'll only come from spending time with your families. Each of you will have to find what you want to become. Matter of fact, you are somebody now. I think maybe the real trick is to listen to that somebody and help him or her grow. Nurture the person inside you. Feed your inner self with education, with training, with love and compassion. Trust the person inside you and let him or her shine. In Polonius' final words to Laertes, he said, "This above all, to thy own self be true." Things are getting brighter, class of 2012. And I say let's get on with the show and give each of these young persons their chance to shine.
Thank you, Dr. Dieter. And at this time, could I please have senior band members join the symphonic band for one last song? We'll be performing As Summer Was Just Beginning. Following the band performance, I also ask senior chamber singers to join the choir for one last song, who will be performing For Good. Go band! I would now like to introduce three graduating seniors who will be delivering this year's commencement address. Salutatorian is Lauren Rademacher. Valedictorian, Mr. Connor Zamira. And last but definitely not least, Mr. Jeff Parkinson, Senior Class President.
Fellow graduates, parents, teachers, administrators, families, and friends, welcome. My name is Lauren Rademacher, and I have been given the honor and privilege of speaking on behalf of the graduating class of 2012 today. I cannot believe the time for graduation has already come. It seems like just yesterday that I was putting on my little ball dress, all ready for kindergarten. Everything seemed so new and scary then. I remember the big yellow school buses. They made me feel like such a big kid. I could get to school without the help of my parents. We were put in a big school with so many kids that we didn't know. These were the same people that are sitting next to us today. Our classmates, our teammates, and our best friends. Everything in those early years bubbled with excitement. From learning to walk silently in the halls of Shady Road School to memorizing our bus number, everything was an adventure. In Dr. Seuss's book, All the Places You'll Go, he summarizes this day perfectly. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. The thing that Dr. Seuss didn't say, however, is that we have to remember what we are leaving behind so that we can use this knowledge to be successful in the future. I feel so blessed to belong to a community such as DeWitt. I moved here in second grade and instantly felt at home. Although the idea of moving on to the next portion of my life is an exciting one, I think back to so many memories that we, the class of 2012, have had together with happiness. Thinking through the years, I remember a lot. I remember Mr. Hill throwing Jolly Ranchers at random classes in Purvis Woods, and how everyone dived and fought for it, as if they had never seen candy before. I remember the protons and electrons of Mr. Peck's 5th grade class, and how if we got a fireball, we had to eat it at our own risk, because we weren't allowed to spit it out. We learned economics early with the button shop in Kids Town. I remember spirit days where everyone went all out with hair paint, colored socks, and DeWitt clothing from head to toe. I remember 3 recesses a day, and how every spring we had field day, but that was before we knew what the word finals meant. Perhaps most clearly, I still remember that Tuesday in September of 2nd grade, when we were told that planes crashed into big buildings, and we learned of the effects of 9/11 in 2nd grade terms. That was just the beginning of our story as the class of 2012. Since then, we've learned how to talk to each other using only our thumbs at a screen. We've discovered what was on each other's minds and where our classmates were second by second through Facebook. We found out that a tweet didn't just come from a bird, and that pictures could be shared instantaneously. We saw dictionaries and encyclopedias become obsolete. But most of all, we learned the value of our relationships. My cross-country coach always told our team that life is about the relationships that we make and sustain. Life is full of activities and things to do, but the relationships we have made throughout our life is the most important. Helen Keller said, "The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." We have had the opportunity to make so many friends in high school. From sports and clubs to people sitting by us in class, friends have been all around. I'm not saying that our school years have been perfect. There have been fights and friendships have been broken up. We've all felt lonely at some point, like we didn't quite belong. The social ladder oftentimes felt impenetrable, and sometimes people were downright mean to each other. People have let me down, and I'm quite certain that I have let people down as well. As we have become older, however, we have all matured. We let go of our junior high drama and found friendship in one another. I'm amazed at how many of the members of the class of 2012 that I can sincerely call my friends. I cannot believe how accepted and included I have felt as high school went on. These are the wonderful things that I will remember about this place. I will remember going to football games and seeing everyone in neon clothes. I will remember working through tough math problems with my classmates. I will remember the feeling of having each parent, teacher, and administrator know me by name and care about me and all of us immensely. I will remember the people sitting before me who at times made my high school years frustrating, but also made it so great. When we look back in high school, we will remember each other, and this will give us the strength to move on to bigger things. As we look back on our past, in order to move on to the future, I think it is important again to remember the words of Dr. Seuss, who says, "Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you're the guy who will decide where to go. Today is your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Thank you.
Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me all right? Good. All right. First off, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. This is pretty cool, just looking out here, looking at everybody. But I'll just keep going. All right. To be honest, this is pretty surreal. It seems like just a few years ago, we were walking through these halls with nothing but oversized backpacks and an immense fear of everything that surrounded us. We were fish in a shark tank. Now, we stand here together, prepared to take the next big step in our lives by receiving our diplomas.
We've been through a lot together in 13 years, and yet so much lies ahead of us. With this speech, I'm not looking to move mountains or make you realize the meaning of your life, but instead, I'd just like to pass along a few pieces of advice and put a few of my thoughts out there for everyone to hear. So, here we go. As the philosopher George Santayana once said, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." This quote has stuck with me and will continue to influence me throughout my life. Even though our past may be plagued with memories that we'd rather forget, such as the spiked bangs of middle school, choker necklace fad of the junior high years, and gender-segregated junior high dances, it was still a big part of our lives. And believe me, I think we could all do without the extra expensive hair gel and nylons to make chokers out of. And I don't know about all of you, but I'm no longer afraid to dance with girls. When you look beneath the surface, Santayana's quote can be applied to everything: economics, social interactions, athletics, and even our daily lives. In order to learn from our experiences, we must remember these days that we've spent in this building and our school system, both the good and the bad, and building on the positives and not repeating the same mistakes from the past. To quote the band Semisonic, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Today is the end of the beginning that we started when we first walked into First Com 13 years ago. However, from that end comes a new beginning, one that is different for each and every one of us. As we embark on our next journey into college or the workforce, we must strive to remember the lessons that we learned from our school. Mr. Garrett's debates and video projects, Mrs. Easy's unforgettable songs, and Mr. Bry's fun-filled lectures, as well as everything else we learned from the teachers, administrators, and staff in this school, can all be applied to our future. But even more important than what we learned inside of the classroom is what we've learned outside of it. The lessons that we've learned through experience, and most importantly, the ones we learned from each other. As our time together comes to a close, we can take these lessons with us and smile at the amazing memories, but also apply them to our lives and our new beginnings. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all the teachers, administrators, and staff for their constant support and guidance through all the years. Also, I'd like to thank my family, Mom, Dad, Ben, Drew, and Jeff. You all have been so supportive of me through the years, and I greatly appreciate that. And finally, I'd like to thank all my classmates. You all have had a tremendous impact on me, and it's been a great ride with each and every one of you. All in all, this 13-year experience was a great one for me. I learned countless new things from so many different people. If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Well, except for the amount of hair gel I used from 4th to 8th grade. But what are we going to do? I would like to wish everyone the best of luck in the future and leave you with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And go Panthers.
It's an honor to be here today to represent my fellow members of the class of 2012. Congratulations, guys. We did it. What a privilege it has been to be class president for a group of such incredible individuals. Spending the last 12, and more specifically last 4 years with these people has been a long journey. Along the way, there have been struggles, victories, challenges, failures, and successes. There have been moments of deafening celebration and moments of uninterrupted, lingering silence. Each and every one has a story to tell. And each of us has had a role to play here at DeWitt High School. That is what connects us, and that is what has led us here today. All of us are different. Throughout high school, we all participated in different activities: band, choir, sports, drama, and all other kinds of organizations and clubs. We have all succeeded at some things, and I can guarantee you we've all failed many times at others. But our accomplishments and our failures are not what define us. What defines us is who we are, what we enjoy to do, and what makes us feel like we have a purpose in life. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege to watch my peers, as well as myself, grow into our respective roles. Some students want to be doctors. Some want to be police. Some want to join the Army. Some want to be businessmen, and some, though I can't imagine why, want to be engineers and do complicated math problems that hurt my head for the rest of their lives. The point is, we have all grown into a role while spending our time at DHS. Not only have we grown into our own role, but we have also played a significant role in each other's lives. No one got here on their own. We've had the much needed support from our peers, our parents, and our teachers. They have helped shape who we are today. My years at DeWitt High School have given me memories that I will carry forever. Memories of all those who taught me and who helped me grow. I can honestly say I did not know what a yucca was until I met Mr. O'Rourke. I will always remember Mr. O standing at the end of the hallway upstairs making sure students got to class on time. If they were not doing so, I recall him yelling, "Hey, you yuccas, get to class." Only later did I find out that a yucca is a plant native to the southwestern part of North America. Nor will I forget sitting in Mr. Clowenhammer's World History and Geography class first hour every morning freshman year and have him come bursting in the door yelling, "Good morning!" in a volume incomprehensible by a brain that has only been awake for about a half an hour at the time. I will never forget the way Mr. Bry conducted his class professionally and organized and kept the dry subject of advanced placement government interesting through the use of his terrible, corny jokes. And if you have ever met our principal, Jody McKean, you will know that he does his best to be fair to all and to run the school in a responsible and controlled manner. You will also know that no one in the land gives a better shoulder rub. And if you are sitting down at a lunch table, no one is safe from receiving one. In all seriousness, though, the staff and administration here have taught me so much and have played a significant role in my life. They have given their time, effort, energy, and poured it into us students. That time, effort, and energy has not been wasted. They have given us purpose. They have shown us what we are good at, who we are. They have shown us all that we can be and have helped us establish our own role. Although my teachers have taught me much, I've learned most from my peers. I've seen this group, which started out as separated cliques, come together and gel into one cohesive group. We have grown together through the experiences and challenges we have faced over the last 4 years. I will forever remember the image of students swaying together, arm in arm, around a bonfire the size of an SUV, singing and dancing, cheering and celebrating homecoming. Students from all different backgrounds, all different interests, clinging to each other and proclaiming that we are proud of who we are and where we come from. It was the definition of unity as a class and as a school. It was one of the greatest moments of my high school career. Not only did we come together in the victories, but also in the tragedies. As a class, we have endured the most horrible of all tragedies on more than one occasion. But when that time came, when we lost students such as Brandon Gordon, Travis Rademacher, and Tyler Higgins, I was never more proud of my classmates. I saw differences be thrown aside. I saw us come together. I will never forget seeing students who hardly knew each other hold one another and cry into each other's arms. I will never forget how close my sister held me sobbing, saying, "Jeffrey, he's gone." It is in these moments that I saw our class come together, lift each other up, and give each other strength. And that is worth far more than anything anyone can learn in a classroom. Over my 4 years, I've had the privilege to call many of my classmates friends. I've gotten to know many of them. I've heard their stories. I know who they are and what they're capable of. I can assure you with the greatest sincerity that for the DeWitt High School graduating class of 2012, the sky is the limit. Each and every one of us is unique, and each and every one of us has a role to play. I know that we will all go on to do great things. Students, classmates, friends, whatever your role is, whatever you are passionate about, whatever gives you a sense of a purpose, no matter what that may be, play that role fiercely and to the best of your ability. Be bold, be confident in who you are, Use your talents and abilities to play a role in someone else's life. Do what you love, but most importantly, remember where you came from and who helped you find your role, and pray that one day you can have as much impact on someone else as they had on you. Thank you.
Perform this year's class song, please help me welcome Ms. Sarah Kolonet and Ms. Abigail Turpin, who will be singing Whenever You Remember. Thank you, Sarah and Abigail. Lovely song. And now I'd like to introduce our first reader, Ms. Emily Skorich, to the podium to begin our presentation of diplomas. Just a reminder for graduates, these are blank until you guys receive them, and afterwards pick up your diplomas in the auditorium. Please hold your applause until all graduates have received their diplomas. Emily?
Arlene Danielle Palma Amor. Jacob Grant Perry. Stephen Kenneth Ashbrook. Michael Allen All. Jessica Lee Bailey. Nicholas John Baker. Anna Jordan Barrett. Catherine Paige Batterby. Gavin Anthony Vaughn Blake. Vaughn Christian Beck. Nia Marie Moses Becker. Cassandra Darren Bell. Molly Frances Ben. Keith Michael Berger. Amanda Christina Biderman. Cody James Bigger. Carla Lynn Billingsley. Tyler James Bishop. Cindy Berg. Ashley Marie Brewster. Nicholas Harris Brooks. Martha Jane Brushhaver. Quentin Charles Burton. Jordan Fitzgerald Canfield. Dana Elizabeth Chase. Yajun Chen. Yalun Chen. Yashan Chen. Derek Andrew Chips. Joseph Allen Clemenson. Hale Benjamin Houdini. Dylan James Allen Hoffman. Austin Arthur Conley. Mark Thomas Conway. Travis Patrick Cook. Ian Jerome Costello. Amber Rose Porter. Benjamin Dean Cronkite. Colleen Nicole Curtis. Jessica Francis DeHane. Joshua David DeHane. Alexis Mackenzie Day. Macy Rose Dahlman. Jennifer Alexa Denise Daniels. Kiefer James Davis. Timothy Charles Davis. Cody Lewis Decker. Natasha Marie DeLine. Bradley Robert DeRose. Victoria Teresa Desira. Christopher Jacob Dick. Danielle Donovan. Melinda Sue Drought. Danielle J. Draves. Heidi Elise Drosty. Alyssa Nicole Duguay. Sarah Bethany Dunn. Elena Marie Earl. Crystal Marie E. Jonathan Tyler Erickson. Jonathan Allen Ash. Chelsea Renee Farrell. William Colin Fledler. Andrew Joseph Fox. Aubrey Elizabeth France. Jared Daniel Frederickson. Ian Andrew Gallica. Dominic Stefano Gogo. Abigail Kimberly George. Erica Nicole Grigna. Michael David Hackney. Courtney Lynn Hanneman. Kayla Lorena Kansas. Alex Foster Harms. David Arthur Huffman. Rachel Ellie Heinze. Jared Robert Hellman. Kyle William Lindsay. Andrea Marie Hicks. Erica Jo Hodges. Anna Lynn Hope. Austin Lee Holcomb. Lucas Paul Moore. Benjamin George Hostetler. Michaela Van Hoyt. Ariana Raquel Hunter. Akila Hussein. Damian Alexander Hunt. Nicholas Michael Yakubella. Shelby Lee Ingalls. Kayla Nicole Jeffrey. Ariana Shalom Jeffrey. Brooke Ashley Jefferson. Kyle Robert Jones. Albert Joseph Caldwell. Allison Paige Stretch. Kira Nicole Kennedy. Nathan William Knopf. Audrey Ann Kennishman. James Michael Colbert. Nicholas Everett Kramer. Sarah Elizabeth Paul-Hammond. Jacob Brian Landgraf. Jacob Jacob Michael Lang. Samantha Jo Larkins. Mitchell Allen Larson. Michael David Locker. Tyler Justin Lawrence. Alec James Lees. Grant Douglas Lee. Kayla Marie Lewis. Elizabeth Ann Loder. Marissa Jordan Locke. Samantha Jo Locke. Alexandria Michelle Locke. Matthew Michael Love. Ryan John McNitt. Calvin Richie Manitowoc. Hunter Michael May. Joshua Jacobs McCarthy. Rachel Diane McFarland. Justin Todd
Lloyd Edward Schott. Hannah Ray Schroeder. Molly Anna Schultz. Lauren Elise Scott. Megan Renee Sheridan. Gabrielle Marie Sherman. Danielle Norma Shields. Connor Nicole Schultz. Trevor Augustine Simone. Jonathan Strider Singer. Chloe Lynn Storage. Alexander Michael Smith. Brandon Dean Smith. Jessica Ruth Smith. Morgan Francis Smith. Spence Edward Zebaleski. Katie Lynn Stepfeld. Jordan Lynn Stump. Travis Carlisle Tagsel. Nicholas O. Theoret. Luke Kendall Timko. Matthew Allen Titus. Alexandra Kathleen Toth. Charlissa Whitney B. Drainer. Mark Christopher Tract. Jason William Traw. Abigail Claire Turpin. Christian Carl Van Amber. Julia Marie Vaughn. Luke Daniel Vaughn. Jessica Isabella Vasquez. Emily Savea Ramirez. Erin Marie Brasher. Mary Catherine Peter Henry Bonspring. Jonathan Robert Walzak. Ramit Carr Warwick. Jacob Anthony Whitney. Ryan Charles Weaver. Aaron Lynn Weefrey. Jordan Uriah Wilcox. Lisa K. Willem. Thomas Trey Williams. Connor John Zamara. And Katie Zerber.
Please rise. On behalf of the DeWitt Board of Education, not done yet. On behalf of the DeWitt Board of Education, I hereby declare that these candidates have met all the graduation requirements for DeWitt Public Schools. To symbolize this accomplishment, I ask you to please move your tassel from right to left. I'm honored to tell the County of the State of Michigan and the DeWitt School District, I pronounce you graduated.